Boom! What's up, everybody? It is Monday. It is that first day to kick things off. And I got to tell you, I know a lot of you guys haven't seen me. I've been down hard these last couple of weeks. I got hit. Pow! I got hit with the health issues that I'm still dealing with. It has been kind of a crazy roller coaster ride. It's, for the last several months, first, they thought it was my heart, and then they thought I had a stroke, and then they ruled all that out and finally said, no, it's not your heart's healthy. But I continued to have episodes and, been seeing doctors and trying to figure that out. And then I get, bang, punched again with the COVID. I get hit with the Kung Flu, and the Kung Flu, thankfully, was relatively mild. Some pain and tightness in the body, and just extreme fatigue. Thankfully, it didn't really hit my lungs too hard, but we navigated through that, and now back on the other side, starting to get my energy back, although still having those other health issues. But, what do you do when you're dealing with something? Well, you drive forward, guys. That's all there is to it. And when we're going through things like that, I know it can be frustrating. It's super frustrating for me when we're dealing with a health issue or we're dealing with a problem where we don't know what the outcome is going to be. And that's the reality of this situation that I'm going through right now. I don't know what that outcome is going to be. And I can't control it. Right now I'm having to wait. I'm having to be very patient. So I'm sitting on the X, waiting for this outcome, letting the battlefield develop. And that's a tough thing. But that being said, guys, for any of you out there that are sitting on the X, dealing with a problem, whatever that problem is going to be, you got to maintain that positivity. You got to maintain that relentless focus that you're going to move forward. For me, and even in my work, it has been slowed down. My productivity has been major slowed down. There have been times where I'll feel good one minute and the next minute I feel terrible. And I planned on getting all these things done for the day. I'm someone that likes being productive. I lay things out that I'm going to get done, and I'm not getting them done. And it bothers me. It makes me think, man, I'm not productive, but I'm on the X. And never forget, when you're on the X, your job is to get off the X. And part of that may be you have to fall back and regroup and recover so that you can move forward, especially if you're having to gather information. So I'm having to follow my own rules, which I do, but it's awesome because, it's awesome to be reminded that, hey, these things work. Here's what I want to talk about today, though. I have noticed, and I want to challenge you guys, that we are, as a society, are on this downward slope of negativity and just uncivility. And it started with social media, but now I'm watching it transition into everyday life. And, I am a big fan. I sometimes feel like I was born several hundred centuries too late. I really am a big fan of earlier parts of history, whereas, we carried ourselves we tried to carry ourselves as gentlemen and ladies. And being courteous and polite and civilized was a big part of society. And I feel that we're losing that. I feel like we've come this weird evolution. Like, we've grown as a nation and we've become this civilized society. And yes, we've had flaws as we grew up as a nation. We had problems, obviously. We had slavery. We recognized this will not be. And we've gotten rid of that, and we've gotten rid of so many negative things as we've grown. But the one thing that's started to go backwards is this civilized nature, our ability to have a respectful conversation with someone, even if we didn't agree with them, our ability to sit down and dialogue with someone. And I've watched on social media over the years how people just instantly attack, and it's continued, and it's even getting worse. And now what's starting to happen is it is translating over into everyday society, into everything that occurs. on social media, and it's even getting to the point now where it's not even to argue a point. I'm watching now where people will put up an unflattering picture of someone, usually a political figure or someone of stature, and they will put up this unflattering picture, and then they will make some very negative comment, related to this unflattering picture, like comparing them to an animal or whatever it is. I mean, there's no substance to it. There's no logical or intellectual conversation that has anything to do with this unflattering picture and the way they work or the way they look. All it is, it's a character assassination. It's not even a character assassination. It's just childish is what it is. It's like amazing to me. Many of you, I'm sure, saw, this whole dialogue that, President Biden and Governor DeSantis of Florida had a conversation, and it did not go well, and it ended apparently with Governor DeSantis telling President Biden, not calling him president. And President Biden at some point, I guess, said, address me as president, and Governor DeSantis basically said, F you, boo. And it just made me sit back and think about that conversation, because, one of the things I learned in the military was respect and accountability. And I've heard many times over the last 12 years or so about, respect for the office. And I want to make this point because it goes all the way back to both the Obama administration and the Trump administration. And I'm getting a little political, and I usually stay away from that. But the reason I say it is only for this, because I remember individuals that when Trump was elected, there were people that just said, hey, they didn't respect our president, President Obama, and I'm not either side. I'm just saying this was what many people who were, big supporters of President Obama, they would say, well, they didn't follow our president, so we're not going to follow this one, and we're going to be as rude and disrespectful as possible. And then, and there were people that followed the same light during President Obama's presidency. And we have rolled into this now 12-year period where it's like we're not going to respect the office because we don't respect the individual, or we did not vote for that individual. And that is continuing into this new administration. And the bottom line is this: two wrongs don't make a right. And if we don't hold ourselves to a higher standard, it's never going to get better. We're only going to continue to lose this path and continue to devolve down into pretty much a society that, we really are just going to become a society of barbarians again. And that is the path we're on. That is the path we are teaching our children. So here's my challenge to you guys. This darkness that is pervading this just negativity, this us versus them, this idea that there can be only my way or the highway. We've got to fight against it. You, as members of this Overcome Army, are leaders. You are leaders. I am hopefully trying to teach you how to be point men. And what are point men? Point men are leaders. Point men are people who navigate and get people to where they go. And one of the greatest things about being a leader, about being a point man, you are the light in the darkness. You are the light in the darkness. When other people around you don't know where to go, when other people around you are lost, when other people around you are sad and overwhelmed by the darkness, it is the leader that says, follow me, I will lead the way. They are the light, like a lighthouse that, bam, cuts through the darkness. That is what we need in this day and age, guys. And it ain't going to happen on a grand scale. I can tell you that right now. It is only going to happen by one individual person at a time, starting once again to take a stand and say, I'm not going to stay for this. I'm not going to step into these negative attacks on some other person. I'm not going to join in and make comments on social media about, some unflattering picture and say, yeah, you're right, they do look like an animal, or they do look like this, or they do like that. Where's the substance? Educate yourself. Whatever you believe, educate yourself and be able to have an educated discussion. It doesn't even have to be an argument, an educated discussion. And I know some of you are going to say, well, there are other people on the other side. They won't have an educated discussion. They'll just attack me. So I got to attack them back. Be the light in the darkness, guys. I cannot convince you enough of that. We need this. If we are going to make a change, if we are going to set an example for future generations, because that's what leaders do. Leaders inspire others to be better. And it starts with us. So that is what this Monday Muster is about. I need you to be leaders. I need you to set that example. We may not be able to change overnight. And we may not even be able to change large groups of people, but I tell you what, it is not my goal, it is not my mission in this life to change large groups of people. It is my mission in this life to help one person at a time be better. I want them to walk away and say, that guy made me better. And I challenge you guys to do the same thing. That is emotional leadership at its highest level, your ability to bite your tongue and say, you know what? By saying this or making this attack or chiming in on this character assassination that may be fun because I don't like that person or I don't like what they stand for, and that's an unflattering picture, you're accomplishing nothing. Nothing. So I highly encourage you to flex those emotional leadership muscles. Look for ways to be more positive. Look for ways to be more civil. You may disagree. That's fine. We are always going to disagree. Everyone out there has their own opinion. Everyone out there has their own beliefs. But I challenge you to try and get back to a point where we can discuss and even maybe argue with educated facts, and we can walk away and agree to disagree. We got to bring this back. And if we don't do it, it'll never happen. So once again, guys, we're being hit with the negativity bus all across this country. I challenge you, be that light in the darkness. Be that leader that shows people the way out of the storm, the way out of that darkness, the way to positivity. All right, man, that is Monday Muster for today. You guys are going to get out there. You guys are going to crush it. Maintain that positive mindset. Get off that X. Be that leader. Be a point man. Be a point man. Be a leader. You have a destination. You have a course. People will want to follow you because you are the light in the darkness. That's Monday Muster, guys. I am out.